Ezra Miller returns as the Flash in the latest DCEU film.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
So let's see if this new superhero movie is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Worlds collide when the Flash uses his superpowers to travel back in time to change the events of the past. However, when he attempts to save his family, inadvertently alters the future when he becomes trapped in a reality in which General Zod has returned, threatening annihilation. Going into The Flash, I've heard things like the greatest superhero movie of all time, the greatest comic book movie of all time. I didn't get that from this movie.
That was an overreaction.
But I still think The Flash is a really good movie. A really entertaining movie that brings back Michael Keaton as Batman. We have Ezra Miller playing two different versions of The Flash. This is a movie that pays homage to the past and the present and the future as well, and tells a really interesting story about loss of your loved ones. And within this movie, The Flash lives in this world where his mother is dead. She was killed, and his father was charged with the crime, so he is in prison. So he wants to be able to fix that, and he learns that he has this ability to travel back in time to fix things. And the way that they approach it, it's very emotional right off the bat. And you think, if something happened to your loved one, what would you do to fix that and bring them back? So right there, the story is very realistic. Not the superhero aspect to it, but the way that Barry Allen is handling this, and the way that he has this determination, this motivation to save his mother and his father, it's all very real. And it's emotional for this character. But there are consequences, and that's where these worlds collide. We have different versions of Barry Allen. We venture into a world where General Zod came down and Superman never came down, and Michael Keaton is Batman. So we look at the multiverse and the worlds colliding and the theme of loss within here. Ezra Miller is really good in this movie, playing two different versions of Barry Allen. We have the Barry Allen that we know from the DCEU. This is the universe where his mother is dead. And then we meet a different Barry Allen that is more outgoing and has his mother. And so we see the different versions of that character and how it's played out as he's had his mother throughout the years, how his mother has shaped him into the person he is today. And so they're very different, and at times there is a jealousy and anger towards the Barry Allen that has the mother, and I think Ezra Miller handles that performance very well. Being jealous of the other Barry Allen and anger towards him as well. They handle that aspect well within the movie, and I really liked Ezra Miller in here. They give a really good performance for both different Barry Allens. If it's the action or the setup for the characters or understanding their abilities, Ezra Miller is really good in this movie. And I really hope that they continue to have Ezra Miller in the movies despite everything that happened with them. And I like them playing Barry Allen. Now, Michael Keaton was one of the draws to this movie, and I think that he stepped back into the role of Bruce Wayne with ease. Obviously, there's been some time between Batman Returns and this movie. The abilities are different. The style to fighting is different as well. But I was impressed with the amount of Bruce Wayne we did get in this movie, and having Michael Keaton in here. It's a lot of fun. And I hope that they continue to do things like this in the DCU moving forward, because it does pay homage to the original Batman movies, but also understanding we're in a different kind of era of superhero movies where we can bring back characters that were previously dead or retired and bringing them back in a new form, and it just works. It's a lot of fun. And the way that we had Michael Keaton in the movie, they had the similar style to his movies, and the score by Danny Elfman appears throughout the movie, so you're understanding the connection between that universe where Tim Burton directed those movies and the style to it, and bridging that connection between that universe and our universe now. And so that connection, that paying that homage, the tribute to it all with the score works really well. And I also really like Sasha Calle as Supergirl. I wish there was a little more of her. You felt that anger towards General Zod, but you also felt that confidence. Really likable character, despite having minimal screen time and dialogue between her and Barry Allen's and Michael Keaton. I really liked her, and I want more of this character, more of this actress in the DCU moving forward. I know they're having a Supergirl movie, but I'm not sure what their plan is with Sasha Calle and having her be in the movies, but I really liked her character. Now, they do a lot of fun things with the worlds colliding. Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, different versions of Batman, different versions of the Flash, but there are some fun things that they do. Not going to spoil it, but I was surprised with some of the cameos that we did get in here. But it just adds to the world of superhero movies. Like I said, the past and the present and the future as well. It really does work, and they did it in a very meaningful way. It wasn't very cheesy, and you felt like there was a purpose behind it all. Now, the action in here is pretty good. There are a lot of big action scenes. The visuals at times work. At times the visuals are a little cheap, and when you see him running really fast and trying to save people, slow down sequences, you could tell there are some wonky visuals throughout. I mean, what am I gonna say? I can't create anything like this, but there are some times that it is very noticeable and very cheesy, and the director has come out and mentioned it as well. But also at times the visuals are really good. When you have up close shots of the Flash and him powering up his suit and getting ready to run really fast, those are scenes that are visually stunning. And some big action scenes against General Zod really do work. But when you have some of those slow down motions, that is where you notice a lot of the bad visuals. But overall, the Flash worked. I really enjoyed it. The comedy is here. I've always felt like Barry Allen had this nice style of comedy. He tried to break the tension amongst the Justice League, and that style of humor carries over to this movie. It's very lighthearted at times. I didn't feel like it was overly serious, but it was just a nice, fun superhero movie that explored the themes of loss with Barry Allen and his mother. There were some emotional moments from Ezra Miller, having Michael Keaton return. There are a lot of big scenes in here when you look at different versions of Superman and Batman and all of them as well. It's a lot of fun. I just didn't think it was the best comic book movie of all time. Not even the best DCEU movie of all time. But it was a lot of fun. It wasn't a terrible movie by any means. It was a really good movie. There's a lot of things that impressed me about this movie. I just didn't get that vibe that all the tweets that came out before when they had screenings for this movie, calling it like the best comic book movie of all time. I guess I had a little high expectations going into this movie. I just did not get that. But The Flash is worth your time. It's a lot of fun. It's got a great adventure feel to it. Having the tribute to previous actors and actresses that are involved in DCU and DC in the past as well. It's a lot of fun. It's worth your time. Ezra Miller is really good in here as Barry Allen. Barry Allen's two versions of this character, and I loved seeing Michael Keaton return as Bruce Wayne. So before I give you my score for The Flash, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. And if you'd like to see where The Flash ranks amongst all the other 2023 releases I've seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd, and there you can find my ranking. I'm going to go ahead and give The Flash a B+. Thank you guys for checking out my review for The Flash, the latest DCEU film. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.